God damn it. Who's this? I don't even know who that is. But there's an empty spot. Geo, my buddy, welcome back. The Black Mud's dimensions should be included in Tiamat's zone, but since the mud is of the void element, it cannot be weighed. At the same time, its internal capacity is infinite. It's essentially a fourth-dimensional pocket space. Holy shit. In her dragon form, Tiamat nullifies any attacks below the A++ rank. Oh! Jesus. Meanwhile, I just went to the bottom when we started so I could cry about this. It made me so tear-struck that I failed the event and didn't get Ryoma, because I just was completely unmotivated. But now it's time. Geo, are your tissues ready? Gotta make sure your tissues are ready, Geo. Remember, the Lostbelts are not happy. Fucking Anastasia just is depressing. Can only imagine what Götterdämmerung is. Oh, can I show it? wonder if I'm allowed to show the fucking clip for Götterdämmerung. Oh well. I repeat, I am a mage from proper human history. Please come find me at the following coordinates. This is Baldonder's, the Wandering Sea. Wandering Sea? Wandering Sea? The Wandering Sea? That's one of the three great organizations of the Magecraft world. There's the Clock Tower in London, the Atlas Institute in Egypt, and the oldest of them all, the Wandering Sea. It was located on an island from the Age of the Gods, hidden in the northern oceans. Does this mean it still exists? Atmospheric analysis complete. Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide levels all green. That was a person, but I'm making it a machine. The mana in the atmosphere is almost identical to levels in the 21st century. I'm not picking up any harmful trace substances either. So we still have breathable air even in this creepy bleached world. Well, if that means we can shark the shadow border and go have a look for ourselves, what do you think, Ryuga? Doesn't that sound intriguing? Stepping out into a world of sheer nothing in every direction. Ha 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 ha! Of course it does. First we'll go out, get some fresh air, then we'll look for food. You still haven't told me what the Wandering Sea actually is. Cryptic silence. Empty smile. You don't know either, do you? Of course I do, you don't. Gordolf Music is not a man to pretend to know something he doesn't. The Mages Association isn't a monolith, I'll have you know. Just because I used to work at the clock tower doesn't mean I've ever been to supposedly living Wandering Sea in the North Sea. Oh, so you've only heard rumors? I thought you were from some big important family, old man. Don't you call me that, Double Chin! If I must spell it out for you, here it is. The Wandering Sea of Baldanders is the first enigma ever discovered in the world of Magecraft, and it will be the last to be puzzled out. It's an island so mysterious and full of mystics that even such a gifted mage of an incredibly prestigious bloodline as myself may not even set foot on it. It's true, that all fits with what's in Shaldia's database. It says, though, the Mages Association has been around since the start of the AD era. It also split into 3 branches shortly after its inception. The mages who settled in London evolved with the times and focused on developing Magecraft over the course of history. Ugh, I have to see the trash again. I'm surprised you actually find her to be trash as well. That faction went on to become the Clock Tower, the largest and most powerful Magecraft organization in the world. Its members include the Atmosphere family, the founders of Shaldia, and Mr. Goldov here. Quite so. Here in the 21st century, the Mages Association and Clock Tower are all but synonymous. The next major faction is the Atlas Institute in Egypt. They're dedicated to perfecting alchemy. We actually infiltrated their headquarters once during the Sixth Singularity. It was a huge research complex, almost like a giant crypt built deep underground. And as easy as it was to get in, it was hard to get out. The Atlas Institute's ironclad rule is that the technology created there must never leave. But Shaldia's first director was granted an exception thanks to the Atlas contract. The technology he was able to take from the Atlas Institute enabled him to complete Shaldias. It was also the Atlas Institute that presented him with the Void Reality Observation Device Paper Moon, one of the finest mystic codes ever made. Indeed, they seldom poke their noses out of their little hole in the ground, but I am told they do converse with lords, albeit as little as possible. They may be a heartless bunch who only care about weapons and technology, but they can be rather useful if you play your cards right. And finally, the last faction is the Wandering Sea. The Baldonders, said to be somewhere in the North Sea. However, the most I could find about them was a brief overview, even in Chaldea's extensive files. It is said their cardinal rule is to only recognize magecraft from the age of the gods, and refuse to accept any advancements or alterations urged by civilization. In essence, their ideology is the exact opposite of the clock towers. Indeed, refusing to accept progress in magecraft means refusing to accept consumer civilization. The Wandering Sea's philosophy of magecraft is fundamentally incompatible with modern human society. I mean, to be fair, magecraft of the Age of the Gods is better. That is why they keep their gates firmly shut, and why they seldom add to their number. In Underwood, they're a bunch of old fuddy-duddies obsessed with magecraft so ancient it has to be measured with carbon dating. That said, they do open their gates just once every year to try and recruit promising new talents, but even among mages of the Clock Tower, the number who actually make it to the Wandering Sea can be counted on one hand. Do you see my point? I'm saying the Wandering Sea is every bit as secretive as the Atlas Institute, just in a different way. No one from the outside has ever been able to get the full story, the reason being, as the name suggests, the Wandering Sea is always on the move. Most who know of it believe it to be a floating island somewhere in the North Sea, but is in fact the very opposite. The Wandering Sea's headquarters were built before the 80 era began, and they never move at all. It is instead the sea in which they are located that moves around, a world unto itself in many ways. That is almost certainly why its location still remains a secret even in the 21st century. Land that moves around while placing mystic textures on itself, I see. That would make it its own independent singularity. Also explain how it was able to escape whatever turns the Earth's surface into an endless white desert. All this time I've been turning their noses up at us, but the moment things go south, they don't have any issues sending us a distress signal. Some successors to the true mystics they turned out to be tried taking a page from our book. I mean, we got wiped out. We're the ones who made it through Russia by the skin of our teeth with no outside help. We're the ones who are currently flailing about with no plan. At least you understand the situation is still pretty dire, I guess. Given the present circumstances, it looks like the people of the Wandering Sea have decided to bend their rules in order to offer us a lifeboat. At any rate, Administrative Advisor Holmes, I have a question for you. I would like to be as certain as possible. What do you make of this? Can we trust the distress signal is genuine? I'm afraid I can't speak to that. What do you think, Da Vinci? Could go either way from the look of it. This transmission isn't part of the clock tower standards, but its wavelength is pretty close to the waveforms the Atlas Institute uses. Since we don't have any data about the Wandering Sea ourselves, I can't really give you a definitive answer. Still, I can verify that there's definitely something to be found at these coordinates. Whatever their story is, if there's a major shaft workshop, I'd really like to at least go check it out. I know we managed to stretch things with the materials we got in Russia, but there are still limits to what the Shadow Border can do. What I really want to do is return the whole frame from scratch. But I doubt we'll be finding much in the way of materials considering the entire world seems to be an empty wasteland. These coordinates from the Wandering Sea would put as in the seas west of Norway. We could go through the Scandinavian peninsula or turn north at Germany and cut across Denmark. We just left Moscow heading west, so it will take us a few days to reach them regardless of our route. Assuming that the border convert the mana in the atmosphere into electricity, that just leaves the question of food. What if we go to the Wandering Sea via zero sail? No zero sails. As technical advisor, I expressly forbid it. Even if we are going to run into another one of those storm walls along the way, we need to stick to the surface as much as possible. But why? And did you say there are more of those storm walls? Explain yourself, technical advisor. If there's another storm wall on our path, doesn't that mean running straight into another Lostbelt? We don't have any other choice, Goldorf. Not with two big problems we're facing. First, there's the small matter of the Wandering Sea living up to its names. These coordinates they sent us are all over the place. Literally, in fact, they're a constant state of flux. With coordinates like these, it would be very risky to try zero sailing there with the paper moon. So until and unless we go to the Wandering Sea directly and forge some kind of connection to it, a long-distance zero sail is out of the question. Second, and this is the real problem, we don't have the energy. Yes, Holmes was so helpfully suggested converting mana into electricity as if it were a simple matter, but that can only get us so far. The conversion rate isn't efficient enough, so we'd end up spending more power than we can produce, which would make a long zero sail trip fatal. After all, no more power means no more working life support systems, and I don't know about you guys, but I sure don't want to be out in this bleached white world all by myself. Good point. The logic walls we have to put up in the void space do use a lot of power. At our current energy levels, I don't think the border could last 2 hours there. And like Da Vinci said, we don't even have the exact coordinates we need. So what? Are you saying we need to enter another Lostbelt if we're going to reach this possible hope for salvation? Where is this new Lostbelt anyway? If we use the typical world map, the entire Scandinavian peninsula is covered by one of these storm walls. Another half a day or so of driving and you should all get to see the closest thing to the edge of the world for yourselves. I take that to mean this white featureless ground will continue until we exit the Russian territory then. At any rate, we have 2 possible routes to the Wandering Sea's designated coordinates. One that takes us across the Scandinavian peninsula and one that brings us out to sea via Poland and Germany. Da Vinci, in your estimation, which of these gives us the best chances should we go by land or sea? I think making a sea voyage would be a lot to ask of the shadow border. Perhaps we could get through the Strait of Dover, but to be honest, I'd rather we keep our distance from the British Isles since we have no idea about the state of the oceans just now. So what I'm saying is, I think the overland route is the best choice right now. Good grief. No sooner that we finish one Lostbelt, we're off to a second. Your thoughts, Mr. Ryuga? Are there any other regions we could cross? An excellent question. I want to know what's going on in the rest of the world too. What about Europe, for instance? The Scandinavian peninsula is the only place with a storm wall. I'm not seeing anything on the Greek side whatsoever. Also, I didn't mention this before, but I didn't want to upset you. I'm not seeing anything from England at all. We need a more powerful observation equipment than what the Shadowboar's got to see what's happening with the British Isles. So you're set on having us cross the Scandinavian peninsula, then, aren't you, Da Vinci? Alright, we've come this far after leaving Moscow, so at the border's current speed, we should reach the peninsula in about 2 days. Very well then, use that time to make sure we're fully prepared. Monsieur, if we run into anything we could use to shore up our defense along the way, take that opportunity to stop the border and ensure everything is in good working order. Da Vinci, you look after the little demi-servant girl. She's gonna be useless, but we can't have her falling down on the job. Holmes, come with me. We're going to solitary confinement chamber? Does that mean, of course, I'm going there to interrogate Kodik. He should be waking up any time now. It's time for me to put my brilliant questioning skills to use. When I'm through with him, who have told us what the cryptors are, what Woodham is planning, everything. Mark my words. I'm coming too. Don't you look at me like that. You need the right people for the right job. I admit I may not be the best fit for interrogation, but you even less so. Don't you worry, Kodik may be something of a twisted little brat, but he's still a grown boy. Merely tempt him with food and he'll be putty in my hands. Trust me, one whiff of my creamy carbonaro will turn his complexion from sour milk to sunflowers in an instant. Why not, Mr. Ryuga? I'll see to it that the interrogation doesn't evolve into violence. In fact, I have my own questions I wish to ask him. I have a fairly good idea of the cryptor's goal now, and I also believe the extent of Kodik Zemlupis' personal knowledge. However, there are still 2 important things I know little about, the Tree of Emptiness and the serious light command spell of his. Granted, the latter is something Kodik merely mentioned once, it may not be that important. An emergency alert! What's this all about? I thought there weren't supposed to be any more opportunity. We're not out of the Russian woods yet. Something's approaching us at high speed.
It's closing in on our port side at over 90 kilometers per hour. That's fast. Come on, Munir. Floor it before it catches up to us. I can't. We're just about to go uphill. The border can't go any faster. Oh, crap. I'm picking a Pete signature, too. It's an RPG! RPG inbound! I felt that. Please tell me that wasn't directed. Da Vinci. Damage report. Is the engine intact? Are we going to have to bail in the middle of this race? I'm sure the damage is negligible. Our armor is still perfectly intact. We shouldn't need to do more than wipe off the scorch mark. The Shadowborder's armor is a composite of cutting-edge technology and magecraft theory. Normal weapons can't even scratch it. That's not what I'm seeing, Holmes. The blast took out one of our armor plates. Another hit like that and we'll be in deep shit. Huh? Really? Holmes! Then that means I remember now. This is the same sort of explosion I felt way back. Wait, what? Excuse me there. 2 weeks ago, when I was just a helpless, albeit handsome man being shot at with an anti-material rifle. This can only mean that Koinskaya is back to finish the job. It really might be curtains this time. Foo, foo! Spirits, the trip down memory lane, old man. Come on, Holmes, do something! Right, my apologies. I'm not used to eating crow. Evacuate all staff to the portside hallway to the engine room immediately. Miss Carrie Light and I will go and deal with this attack. On that note, Miss Carrie Light, I would like you to put up a magical energy barrier in the internal hallway so as to fend off possible second round. I trust you're alright with that, Rayuga? Go for it, trash. The hostile entity should reach the border in 50 meters. Putting up visual now. Grr, they must think they're hot stuff. Their vehicle must have impressive suspension if they're heading straight at us, though. I didn't think Russia had any race cars like that around. Alright, where are you, you little leftover oprakniki? Let's see what you look like. What the actual hell? That's not a vehicle, it's a person. Someone is approaching on foot. Wait, that silhouette. Wait, what the fuck? Clergy vestments and a Lostbelt servant reading. It's that priest, the one who calls himself Metropolitan Macarius. I woke up when I thought I heard a voice calling me. It was a cold, almost brittle kind of voice. Where am I? I guess that means I'm still alive. There's a dull ache in the back of my head where I got pistol whipped. He sure wasn't playing around. Goddamn cowboy. Shouldn't outlaws be cool and laid back and all that? This shaking. Am I in a vehicle? This must be the Shadow Border. I try to assess the circumstances the best that I can in this dimly lit place. Looks like they took me prisoner. They bound my hands, but now I can move around freely. The anti-magecraft cuffs must have been used on me. They must have used on me are lying pieces on the floor. Did I break them unconsciously while I was out? No, I couldn't have. I know I'm not capable of that. Why are the cuffs so damn cold? Did something freeze them enough to turn them brittle? Or maybe it's her farewell gift to me. Ugh. That the thought even entered my mind makes me sick. I don't have time to get all sentimental. Now that I failed, I don't have the right. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to waste this opportunity if I'm going to make a getaway. Is someone attacking the Shadow Border from the outside? But the only ones who would do that are the Cryptors. Does that mean someone's here to rescue me? No, there's no chance of that. They're here to shut me up. There's no other reason anyone would waste their time on a loser like me. Alright, I can't just sit around and wait for them to kill me. First off, I gotta find a way out of here. After that, who knows? Escaping's all I can hope for now. Once that's done, I'll just have to see where the winds take me. Damn it, there goes another one. What's the situation? Mash raced your shield just in time. That one barely did anything. Way to go, trash. Foo, foo. The hostile servant is still in pursuit of the Shadow Border's port side. Wait, is he about to fight again? How many rounds did he even bring with him? Grrr, I just noticed the NFF services marking on that thing must be one of Konyanskaya's weapons. No wonder it was able to damage that magecraft armor. That said, looks like the priestess saw sermon and no rod. Like pearls before the swine, so too gold before music, I suppose. The only one who could properly handle a modern magecraft weapon like that is Koyanskaya herself. Wait, what? The hatch is open! Why is that hatch open? Gordolf, quick, check the internal surveillance cameras. I think someone opened the boarder's hatch and got outside. There's someone on the starboard ramp. What? That can't be right. You expect me to believe that someone is hanging off the side like this, some kind of action move? Wait, that's Karak Zimlopis. Just how many adventure crazy nuts are there around here? I thought there was something on us. The signal's headed toward the deck now. Grr, so he's trying to take advantage of the confusion and escape, huh? Come on, Ryuga. We're taking the hatch and gonna go up there too. Do not let Kata get away. I have a mountain of questions I still need to ask him. Right! You, huh? Figures you'd show up. You're looking a little less dazed now. Glad to see you're back to your usual happy-go-lucky nonsense. Yeah, Patsky snaps me out of it. I see. So that Yaga's dead now, huh? I would have won if not for him. Guess that stupid speech of his was potent shit for you. He was a thorn in my side, but even I gotta admit he was a hell of a guy. I don't repeat the mistake of writing someone like him off as a loser. Enough chit-chat already, Zemlopis. Get back inside the border now and I'll make sure you're treated fairly under an international law. Trust me, you don't want to be stupid and go jumping off a moving vehicle like this. I can tell you from experience that you'll regret it. You'll end up dead and we'll have lost you. Show me that you're willing to help us and I'd be willing to put in a good word for you in the association. You don't have to threaten me. I thought there might be a lifeboat or something out here, but there's nothing. Getting out here was a huge pain in the ass and it looks like it was all for nothing. Once I might have jumped off just to spite you, but now I've got a promise to keep. I can't go throwing my life away. You want to interrogate me, right? Fine. I'll tell you everything you want to know. That's a small price to pay for survival. At this point, I don't care what it takes to stay alive. Excellent! This makes my little insurance trip out here well worth it. Wing! Turn around, you idiot! Karik! Rasputin, you son of a... Why, if it isn't Gordolf music, how nice to see you again. You too, Master of Chaldea. Allow me to offer my congratulations for successfully taking down Russia. Let go of him right now! I'm afraid I can't do that. I have my own concerns. You understand, of course. My job was to oversee Karak Zemlopis's role as a cryptor. But that role has come to an end. So I thought I would give him a merciful send-off as possible. Grrr, as if Da Vinci wasn't enough, now he's gone and stabbed Karak in the back too. As a gentleman, I'm honor-bound to stop him, but my golf punch would never work on him. Damn it, where's Holmes when you need him? I thought he was always supposed to be 2 steps ahead. Not to worry, Director Goldolf. Eliminating all of you isn't in my job description. Russia is currently my sole jurisdiction, you see. As such, I needed to handle this before you left the area entirely. I hope you can forgive the necessity of resorting to such drastic measures unbefitting of my age, though they are. I'm afraid I lack Koyanskaya's ability to move between Lostbelts. I'm limited to getting around the same way you do. As a middle manager of sorts, I'm not able to go to the next Lostbelt without the foreign god's permission. Foreign god? Intriguing. Would you be so good as to tell us more, Metropolitan Macarius? Sorry I'm late. Huh, Caddick? Now then, I'd best be on my way. I hope you won't mind my saving the answer for your question for our next meeting, Sherlock. Oh, but before I go, I would at least like to put a stop to this false name you've been using for me. My true name is Rasputin. Grigory Rasputin. No way! We already knew that. That said, I confess that the spirit origin doesn't belong to me. I'm simply borrowing it from a dead man. I deduced all that long ago, my dear priest. My concerns are more fundamental in nature. Where did you acquire that dead man? In proper human history, Kotomine Kire's body was cremated. So how did you come to take possession of a dead man without a body? Oh, I'm sure you'll figure that out sooner or later. Sherlock, that is, after all, what you do. He once called the incineration of humanity a mythological murder case. In which case, go ahead and label this attack the same way. Ask yourself, who committed this crime, and how? Once you have arrived at that answer, we will meet again. When that day comes, I look forward to you accusing the culprit in person. Rasputin. In history, he was the last guy, like, beloved by the Tsar, but also the reason the Tsar fell in Russia. What should we do, senpai? Give up. Damn it, I can't believe I got knocked out again. Sneaking up on people and stabbing them is kinda your thing, huh? I think my heart actually stopped for a while back there. Indeed it did. If I hadn't, do you really think Holmes would have let us escape so easily? No. If he had realized you were still alive, they would have come back to achieve you. I couldn't let that happen. Not after Krishtari asked me to bring you back to Olympus. Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter either way. You wasted your time, Rasputin. Oh? Whether Shadia Kurd kills me or Wodam does it, I'll be just as dead. Now that I failed, I don't belong with either of them. I'm just going to be an example to the other cryptors. What? What is it? If you got something to say, then spit it out, father. Apologies. I was just thinking how much easier my job would be if Kirshtaria was that sort of person. At any rate, it's clear what's going to happen to you. You may have lost your right to run Lostbelt, but you still have your Sirius light. That command spell belongs to your god. As long as you possess it, your life does not belong to you alone. You no longer have the option of throwing your life away, Catexem Lapis. Your fate is to have every last bit of your soul squeezed out of you until the day you die. Oh, voices really hurt. I don't know how I'm gonna do a like Nordic or French accent. Yeah, it's Kotomini Kires. Yeah, he's a pseudo servant. I mean, if you remember, Rin's body is being used by Ishtar. So, and Ereshkigal. I really need to look into what CEs aren't needed anymore. Wait, this is a good card. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3. So, 2, 3, 4. First copy and then 4 others. I'm gonna have to like MLB some CEs because I have way too many craft essences right now. Okay, so I apologize, but I've neglected this for... You know what? We're gonna throw a ticket here. This is dumb. I'm not gonna get anything, but we're throwing a ticket. Alright, that was dumb and worthless, like I thought. We did it. Yeah, wasted our ticket. I already knew that would work. I mean, would go like that. Okay. I use this one a lot. I use this one a lot too. Perfect. Now let's go down and do rarity. I do not need this, okay?
Yeah, I need to get to work on like max limit breaking some of these. So yeah, well, I pulled a lot for Oki to alter, and I failed for Oki to alter, so. I'm basically doing cleanup. Ugh. God, I had Rubio's for dinner because Rubio's was open. That's... yeah. Okay. This will be my second MLB. Mitsuzuri! Okay. I've dropped my CEs down a lot, but I want to get it down a lot more. Beautiful. No! Okay, I almost fucked up there. Imagine watching a mobile game. Yikes. You know, Harambe, you happen to be watching a mobile game right now. Yikes. What's even more cringe is it's a gacha game. What? Gacha games get views. Perfect.
そろそろクエストにも我ながらいい調整だ。惚れ惚れし
So what am I at?
272? Well, I could probably deplete it some more. I hate that this is a CE EXP card, because it's so cute. Like me. You didn't have to admit that you were trying to sabotage me. Okay. Now we can go back to intro to 2. Wait, actually. What is the 5 timeouts? I don't know. It's probably being dumb. I don't know. Where's that Chaldea Bloom Sea? I don't see it. Wait, did I just get rid of the Altera one? No. Okay. Can I make it 6? Go ahead, you just have to make sure to untime him out, Geo. It's been 2 days since Rasputin, the pseudo-servant, attacked. The Chaldeans are currently on their way to the Lostbelt in Scandinavia. What's a Scandinavian accent? Everything is so white. The words blank slate have never seemed so appropriate. It's like the entire surface has been reset. Nothing but pure white wherever you look. Everything is gone. Nature, civilization, even the flora and fauna have completely disappeared. No, not disappeared. It's more like they've all been pruned away. All there is to see in every direction is a pure white plain. Although there are a few topographical exceptions along the way. Looks like the remains of some buildings, but they appear to have been warped by extreme heat or destroyed in some kind of shockwave. Whatever the cause, upon closer inspection, one could see the once man-made surface structures of some kind. This led Ryugen and his allies to stepping out of the Shadow Verder to investigate further. The atmospheric composition was normal, the air was breathable, the gravity was the same as before, there was no hazard suit or spacesuit or anything of the sort. Good thing you didn't have to get all dressed up like an astronaut, huh? Said Leonardo da Vinci with a cherubic smile. Up ahead is buildings. What? If there are survivors here, we should bring them aboard her as soon as she trailed off all of the sun, probably because what we saw was beyond what anyone could have imagined. No one could blame her. Anyone else would have been a gap at the bizarre sight before them. Color had been drained out of everything. Some parts of the buildings looked like they had been rubbed away with an eraser. The whole thing looked like some bizarre postmodern art exhibit, and was all made more baffling by being in the middle of bleached desert. There were no signs of life anywhere, not even the remains of what had once been alive. It all looked so sterile, especially for ruins. It was the sort of thing you'd only see in dreams. Everyone back on the border seeing it on their monitors must have thought they were looking at footage from an alien planet. Let's go in. There might still be something inside. Earth had changed. It had been completely bleached. A planet now totally devoid of life, with the exception of the Lostbelt. But even when it had been reset to a blank state, there were still some places, some buildings, some life forms that had survived. Chaldea decided to call these remnants. Today was the first contact they had with these sorts of remnants. These buildings had been left behind on this newly blank Earth. Despite the new director's pessimistic outlook, the other staff couldn't ignore the possibility, however slight, that there might still be survivors. Even though they never did find any other people, their investigation wasn't for nothing. Because they did find signs of life, signs of someone had survived all this time and had been here before them. Here near the Scandinavian Lostbelt in what used to be Helsinki, the capital of Finland, were signs of these buildings that someone somewhere was still alive. Signs that someone had been living here for days, weeks, maybe even months. Empty bottles, piles of canned foods, the remains of a communication device that clearly spent a great deal of effort trying to repair. There was even something that looks like a doll lying on the floor, a sign a young child had been among the survivors. Among all, they had found something that had clearly been left behind with intent. Quoting this journal, it looks like someone was here as recently as 2 days ago. The last entry is dated to the day before yesterday. 6 survivors at first, but over the time their numbers gradually dwindled until... Whoever wrote this journal must have been the last one to disappear. Where could they have all have gone? Although they had excellent penmanship, it was in a language I couldn't read. Could have been Finnish, Swedish, either way. It may have been Greek to me. Why did this happen to our planet? Why do these invaders from another world hate humanity so much? Nothing else. Those final questions written were clear. Why? That is all the people could ask, even as they were wiped away, almost as though they were being punished for seeking meaning in their crisis. It's time, Master. Let's head back to the border. We're almost to Sweden now. You should rest up for the coming battles. As they left the remnants behind, one thought haunted each and every one of them. Nowhere was there so much as a trace of blood, a hint of violence. Soon the shadow border will enter the second Lostbelt. Will it be a hellish wasteland impossible to life? Or perhaps... So that's what the storm walls look from the outside. Setsubo no honto ni. Yep, finally about to take the plunge into the Scandinavian Lostbelt, and because we have no other choice like with Russia, this time we choose to do it ourselves. As you all saw, there's a tree of emptiness here as well, though at the distance it looks more like a faint pillar of light than a tree. That? Quite so. We may not know what it's like on the inside, but we do have exactly what we need to do. This is a Lostbelt, a place carved out of history different from our own. There's no telling what horrors may await us there. But once we cut down that tree of emptiness thingamabob, the Lostbelt will turn to its original state and the storm wall will disappear. I think we should put the particular tree of emptiness investigation off until later. Our priority is to slip through Scandinavia and get to the Wandering Sea. Depending on what's it like in there, we might just be able to ignore the Lostbelt? Hell no! Go and invade this place. We should do so after we've improved our offensive options at the Wandering Sea. No. Won't do for Reagan. No! Mash can stay with you guys. I don't want trash. I just hope the transmission really was from the Wandering Sea. So what now? I thought those storm walls were impenetrable. That we can penetrate using the Shadow Border's primary function. 2 kilometers wide, so we will cross it via zero sail. Wait, what? Isn't the only one who's wildly uncomfortable seeing his soul leave his body? Is looking down at your own body from third person a truly unsettling experience? You're just gonna have to deal with it, Gordolf. You're kidding me. You mean you're completely fine with it? Does it bother you having a bird's eye view of your own life? Nah, not really. You're the commander now, yeah? So freaking suck it up, would you? Honestly, I've gotten used to it. I mean, a short hop through Void Space is nothing compared to a raid shift. Not that I've ever raid shifted myself. Clearly, the zero sail program that began under my new administration is far more impressive achievement. Holmes Da Vinci prepared the Shadow Border for takeoff. Well done on your part, Mr. Manure. One less thing to worry about during our dive. Wait, but you literally just... Never mind. We're not going to dive as deeply as we did last time. We're just going to skim under the surface, so to speak, so we stick to reality, space, time, and distance as closely as possible. Do it like that. Since we don't have anything tying us to Scandinavia, it'll be like a split-second dive in a two-dimensional plane. Think of it like going scuba diving without an oxygen tank. We just need to hold our breath for a little bit while we make our way through the wall. All set. You know we'll be setting foot in another brand new world soon, right? Let's go where no man has gone before again. Let's go see what's on the other side of this wall. Expanding Void Reality Observation Device, Paper Moon, Destination Southern Sweden, Norrköping. Expanding Logic Formula on Shadow Borders. External Armor, removing existence verification for reality space. Future prediction, hypothetically prove mirror world plane in 20 seconds. Relaxing space-time friction decompression for 0.4 seconds. All systems are green. Void space may be a ComC, but as always, don't forget to watch out for the big waves. Shadow Border untether from reality. Void space dive. Zero sail unfurl. Götterdämmerung, Götterdämmerung, Götterdämmerung. My throat. Section 1, Lostbelt. Assault of the Demonic Sword. Beginning. I don't know who this is, so I'll just give this a feminine voice. I've always hated Sundays. Is it because I hate my father? No. Is it because I hate my mother? No, it's not that either. When I was little, I wholeheartedly embraced their dreams for me. I really thought everything they talked about would come true. I didn't need to hate them. I didn't even need much in the way of parental love from them. I believed that I would one day reach the 6th imaginary element just as they wanted. I would be the one to make my family's long-held dream come true. I had gained the power I needed to accomplish that. But even so, I hated Sundays, tested them even. I love having to spend all day Sunday at home. the home I grew up in with my parents. From the time I woke up until the time I went to bed, it felt as though the giant ceiling was crushing me to death. I don't hate my parents, I respect them, I'm proud of them, that much has never changed. Going to the center of the oath then, Kappa? So then, what did I hate about Sundays? Report from the computer room, report from the computer room. So far this Zero Say is looking just peachy. Just kick back and enjoy this little voyage to the Sea of Time. We got 150 kilometers to cross it. Our current reduced speed, I think it should take us about an hour or so. Uh-oh, somebody's not happy about this trip. What happened to all that bluster you were spouting just a little while ago? I know this is our second voyage, but you should be used to this by now. Am I wrong, Gordoff? Oh yes, did you need something, Technical Visor? Is it tea time already? Something you're worried about, Commander? Of course not. I wouldn't waste time on a foolish sentiment. I thought I would feel better after we defeated the servant who destroyed Chaldea, but I don't at all. My poor four flush. They were the finest private army I ever had. They may have been a bunch of thugs and hoodlums, but they did the job damn well. After this whole mess is sorted out, I'll need to pay out their life insurance once I can scrape together more than a penny to my name, of course. That said, this way of getting around really is beyond the pale. I'm a man of the land, not of the sea. Not that I'd hesitate to board a submarine to save humanity, of course. But this, I may be better about seasickness now, but I don't think I'll ever get used to the Zero Sail nonsense. Still feel bad even though you're not seasick. Are you claustrophobic or something? Speaking claustrophobic. No, I'm not claustrophobic. I mean that I don't care for this void space business. It's something I'm just not going to get used to. Let me be clear, getting used to danger means losing sight of security. Oversights, betrayals, bankruptcy, victories getting revoked by judges. All sorts of retributions stem from carelessness and arrogance. You can't assume everything will be sunshine and roses just because it happened to go your way once. Not to mention verifying the existence of void space may be a great feat, I'll admit, but to be honest, you still don't have a clue what it even is, do you? Why are you looking at me? I make it a rule never to get on any machine I can't drive myself, and yet, the void space is something only a tiny handful of mages have ever so much as touched. Just think. What's up with me right now? Just thinking about floating in there makes me, oh no, I'm about to be sick. Your complexion tells me you're feeling just fine, Gordolf. No, Mr. Goldolf, I admire your gumption. Rest of the staff are clearly versed in science and magecraft, but you, Director, are the mage's mage. Yeah! Okay. You are traveling through... That is why traveling through void space puts you so ill at ease. You are keenly aware of both the benefits and risks posed by the Zero Sail. Yet despite that, you are doing your utmost to remain calm and collected. As truly keeping a stiff upper lip, as I say, commendable. You must have hit rock bottom quite a few times in your life. Perhaps you're accustomed to being in dire predicaments at this point. I'm accustomed to nothing of the sort. I've never once crossed. Why am I fucking yawning? I've never once crossed the finish line last place, I'll have you know. Cross the finish line last place? I've never heard an expression like that before, Director Goldolf. Well, of course you haven't. Once you get to be a man of my caliber, even expressions used take on a special life of their own. I very much doubt that. Spirit origin may change, but I would remain the same. Huh. What's our itinerary? I might just grab a cookie or something. Sugar rush myself. Kick. I don't know, I just feel off. It's so fucking weird. I'm not tired. I'm just yawning. It is fucking annoying me. We just entered the Scandinavian Peninsula right around here. Still diving through. Wait, isn't the Scandinavia like over here? Why are we showing like Asia side? Entering the Lostbelt is luck of the draw. There's no way the border can zero sail more than 300 kilometers near the Mirror World plane. So we have to emerge to the Scandinavian Lost Belt to stock up for the journey to the Wandering Sea. I'm gonna go grab something real quick. This is pissing me off.
I am back. I am sorry. Currently cut off for real time by about 10 days. Emerge from voice space sinister through the storm wall. Then that would mean one of the enormous trees is here in Scandinavia. Choose the tree or ditch. Remain calm and in control so that we better react to what awaits us. I wonder if the Lostbelt's anything like Russia's. What? Something coming towards us? Someone's pinging on our omnidirectional sonar? What the? There's moving around a fixed wavelength moving around? Something else here besides the shadow border? Hold on, just hold on. You mean to tell me there's something alive out there in the void space? Whoa, whoa! Under no normal circumstances, nothing could possibly exist in the void space unless it were itself composed of void. There are exceptions, though. Namely, the all-terrain shadow border, its crew, and the paper moon, and that can only mean there's someone or something else that can travel via zero sail? We can't rule it out. It has to surpass Atlas. Anything on your end, your eyes are a good deal sharper than ours. I can't spare any cameras to see what might be near us. But I have noticed one thing that's strange. The shadow border's been running really smoothly for a while now. Something out there in our vicinity. I just couldn't tell you what it is. Managed grabbing the spirit radars and just sonar, but they're not turning anything up. We're under attack. Servant with the ability to zero sail? They could be anywhere. He said that while he was unable to freely move between Lostbelts, Koyanskaya could do so? Oh? There, you see. You also opened the terrible for yourselves. The Lostbelts are obviously full of monsters. Surprised me at all if one of them was a rider with that sort of skill. A creature heroic spirit with the ability to conduct zero sail. Miss Mimoto wanders between parallel worlds, but only in that she tumbles from one to another. She's only a drifter, keeps falling through realities because all other possibilities have abandoned her. There's no so aside from Musashi, there's no being in all reality space besides us who can freely travel between dimensions. Was what the Atlas Institute's Trimagestus said of 2018. Not something we can rule out entirely. That we are here ourselves mean it must be possible for someone else to be as well. Just gonna work the old man up even more. Oh? Did it get even closer? Please calm down. May not help put your mind at ease, but I think I sense something close. Is it something we've seen before? Strangely enough, I also don't think that whatever it is malicious. What? It might even be kind of warm and comforting? That's standard demon operating procedures. They bait their hook with kindness. Well, I'm not falling for it. We're going to listen to my own instincts. Listen up, all of you. I've no desire to become an adventure craze, not like the rest of you, but even I can see that making an emergency exit out of the void space is the best option here. Therefore, as the director of Shadia, I'm ordering the shadow border to make an immediate emergency exit in a reality space.
Vote for emergency exit. We're close to the end of the storm wall. We used to be Southern Season somewhere inside the Scandinavian Lostbelt. When we emerge, the risk will be even greater than they were back in Russia. Cutting out the future predictions in order to force our way back to reality could result in the entire shadow border coming apart. All of us could end up seriously injured. Oh, great. If yourselves from 10 days ago happen to overlap with yourselves from now, just having your bodies catch up with their own regulatory functions will be enough to make you vomit. Okay, if that ends up happening, of course, as the FGO Central Processing Unit, I'll be doing my best to avoid that. Just get us the hell out of here. I don't want to spend another second with this unknown thing if I can help it. Responsible for all your lives here, as such, I refuse to continue voyage in such close proximity to an unknown entity. Get the shadow border to the surface right now. Don't make me repeat myself again. Hurry. Alrighty! If you're ready to face the music, I'll do my best to make sure it's a pleasant tune. 1 year, I'm gonna switch over to manual. We don't warn the safety functions putting the brakes on autopilot. Are you serious? Doesn't that completely go against the manufacturer's recommendation? High-speed calculations, preparing to emerge. What? Don't worry about that alert. We're just putting a little more strain on the hole than it's designed for. Ah, isn't that incredibly dangerous? Da Vinci knows what she's doing. I really don't want to resort to this since it gives me bad fever. This new smaller body isn't just as resilient as my old one. Patch me into the console if you would. If only Mr. Babbage was here to assist us. Oh my god, lol. Wouldn't it be great if another Salier dropped into our laps, like, say now? Damn, it didn't work. Ah well, worth a shot. Guess we're on our own after all. Alright then, let's do this thing. Activating Paper Moon, initiating... Plant navigational chart plus minus convergence, commencing shadow border stalking sequence into reality boundary. Disengaging mirror world plane voyage. Though the strata may dissolve, I continue to exist. Reapplying time flow traction from reality space. 0.4 second difference between target coordinates and current recognition confirmed. That's well within tolerances, so we are good to go! Emerging from void space, 30 seconds till arrival in reality space. 0 so complete. Emerging into reality space. Lostbelt, Death B+, 1000 BC, Eternal Fire Sentry, Götterdämmerung, Good Fellow of Everlasting Flame. Did it say Death B+ up there? I can't tell what it said. Death B+. Got it. A berserker.
Geo? Abigail. Let's get another Abigail. And let's go... Hokusai. Yeah. Ordinox exoskeleton operating within expected parameters, internal pressure regulation, combustion, and weaponry all good to go. Armored shielder is cleared to deploy. Well, feeling up to this trash? Oh. The place is snowy. 3 degrees Celsius, wind isn't cold, air feels crisp and clean. At least this place seems quite peaceful. Why do I feel like we're about to get murdered? Nothing but snowy hills and... Wow. A true winter wonderland. White mountain range stretching on forever. Ice and snow. Wait, what? Is that a blue fire? The mountains are burning? The sun, huh? I don't know if that's the sun. We saw it before the storm. You're about 500 meters away. Well chosen. Didn't strain the border as much as we anticipated, but it's still not going anywhere for the time being. Can't afford to waste any time, which is why, of course, we sent the pair of you out to investigate. Fire and ice. The Lostbelt will present its own challenges, as I feared. It's all we can see. Thank you just the same. We have faint visual here as well. Sun does indeed appear far larger than is normal, but it should be tens of billions of years before it reaches this size. We still don't understand how drastically a Lostbelt can change its environment, but if this one has transformed our sun into a red giant, were that the case, forget the ice and snow, the whole world would be a scorched desert. Carrylite may be able to survive such an environment, but Ryuga would not. It's something that looks like the sun, but is in fact not. I don't recall anything in Scandinavian or Germanic folklore, but I'll take another look just in case. That would be because they aren't your typical fire. Take a look. Nothing is actually burning. I'm not sure how it works, but the fire appears to be something entirely separate and floating above the mountains. Mysterious to be sure, but there's low cause to doubt this phenomenon is the form of some form of magecraft. Whatever it is, this must be the work of a crypto or a Lostbelt certain. That I can say for certain. Assuming it's a Lostbelt servant, what could their true name be? I'm missing a few Pokemon DLC. Nice! I must admit it's touch embarrassing to be effusively praised for the novelization of my cases, but perhaps it's not so bad every once in a while. Not usually one to skip right to the conclusion, but yes, I'm certain the one who created those flames is... What is it? Do calm yourself, oh. Whoa, fuck you! Whoa, what is it? Is something wrong? We just discovered an enormous humanoid creature. An enormous humanoid creature, you say? I see. That is troubling. Most troubling indeed. 5 meters tall. Arms are very long and he's wearing some sort of mask. Language of some kind, but... can't make out what he's saying. It sounds more like an animal howling than language I know of. Bonjour, guten tag, ni hao, konnichiwa. Please listen to me. We are not your enemy. We don't mean you any harm. We are. He doesn't understand. Get ready to fight. Thank God we're not relying on trash. Whoa! Yotun.
面白そう苦しめ苦しめ苦しめお父さん
Alright. Noble Phantasm time. Igna. Igna. Tugletu.
我その真髄を宿す写しみとなら
Khifo.
クリフォー
Raizo.
ライゾン苦しめこれでどう開け前 我は禁断面白そう持ったよ
Goodbye.
イグナ
Igna.
イグナトゥフルトゥ君
Ware.
その真髄を宿す写しみとならバラの眠りを超えいざ究極の門へと至らんクリフォーライゾン
And oh wow, he survived.
これでどう
Not for long though.
悪くなかったわ
We sweeped them and we didn't even bring out the double Merlin. That's problematic. Can't wait to see double Merlin again. You're right. I should have double Merlins. Battle is over. We've neutralized the threat. The creature you fought is nothing like what we've seen, neither heroic spirit nor demonic beast. An enormous humanoid creature native to Scandinavia, one that could not possibly exist in the 21st century. A giant. Correct, I'm pleased you're already familiar with them. A number of powerful giants used to live in Scandinavia. Of course, this was all a long time ago. In the modern era, there have barely been any giant sightings in Sweden, Denmark, or Norway. I believe most of them were during the Age of the Gods, back when old mystics still existed. Sure, there are some exceptions, but even so, to encounter one out of nowhere like this. Are in something of a tizzy about this impossible counter, but yes, in the year 2020, giants have long ceased to exist, and yet we obviously met one. Albeit one that tried to kill you after you attempted to communicate with them, but still. I think humans were always the enemies of giants, so... Caught a glimpse of his eyes behind the mask. He seemed consumed by bloodlust. In this version of Scandinavia, creatures from the Age of Gods still exist. Most troubling. I had considered the possibility, but I didn't think it would prove to be true so soon. Damn you, Cryptors. Damn you for throwing something like this at us only in the second Lostbelt. Have you no sense of restraint? We are far from completely helpless. Are we?
Updated our database with everything I could determine about this creature. We were unable to detect it from the border because Chaldea had no information about ancient giants. Also learned something rather unexpected about the ice and snow surrounding us. What about them? They are imbued with a faint magical energy. The trace is so minute, only an expert would even be able to detect it at all. Interference with our equipment that we are unable to detect the giant's approach. She's still quite upset, says being plugged into function as a bio unit dulls her senses. I'll do my best to update our data immediately. I'm also sending an update for the Orthanax's firmware. Several ice beasts traveling another giant? Oh boy, we're getting attacked. Time to fight. Shit. Fun fact, that is the Beast of Lust. Kiara Seshoin. She sure as hell kicks ass though. Let's go Kiara first for the 20%. Her first hit will fill her bar, and then the rest will guarantee to kill Abigail's. Okay, we'll do that. Let's... And now you'll get to see her noble phantasm, Gio. Amita Amidala, Heaven's Hold.
私が広がっていく。まあもっと楽しみましょう。参ります。貫いてあげる。覚悟はいいかしら。解き放ちましょう。あなたの魔力注ぎ込んで。もっとよ。
Yigna, Yigna, Tukletuk.
イグナ・ト
Ware.
ゥフルトゥ君が我その真髄を宿す写しみとならバラの眠りを
Totally not
いざ
memorizing
究
this.
極の門へといったらクリフォーライゾーンこれでどうトラント何もかもが散りやくて無残に散らすことに何の痛みがありましょう。
Boom. We've defeated another giant and several ice beasts. Could a giant be controlling the snow? Maybe start waiting until people are in a safe location before you start with your long-winded explanations. Why am I watching Power Rangers? Great job collecting all the data after we merged. Should be a big help. Good, you're back. Welcome home, you two. Welcome home, my wife. Ordinax is working skillfully. Thanks again for that. Glad to hear it. Gordolf's having a little rest. Said he was having a nervous breakdown or something. Guess the emergency exit was pretty hard on him. I kind of miss Power Rangers. I think the only reason that they stopped Power Rangers was because it was underperforming and Kamen Rider's better. Keck. Trying to keep us safe in his own way. Primary concern is his own survival, but that's still an important part of being a leader. You snap to attention, things get dicey, you get the hell out. That's how things are supposed to go, but the further removed the higher ups get from the action, the softer they get when it comes to making those calls. Gordolf is exceedingly good at his job. Seems to treat any danger his operatives are. His field operatives aren't as danger to his own life. Wow, so Gordolf is a weird person that looks in the perspectives of others. Giants are beings from the age of the gods, not even mages have seen more than an occasional fossil of them. Areas where mystics were still in full force are probably seen as threats and taken out by the heroes of their respective ages. They're certainly not something you'd run into every day. Didn't see hide nor hair of them in any of the 7 areas you race shifted to, right? Not even in the actual Age of the Gods. She's right. You just have to run into not one, but two in modern-day Scandinavia? Those giants you encountered were Jotnar, members of the Jotun race of giants. In the Age of the Gods, the Norse world was composed of 9 realms. One such realm was Muspelheim, the land of flames. Another was Niflheim, the land of ice, through which an icy river of poison flowed. When these two realms have collided, the poisonous frost melted, then it was exposed to Muspelheim's heat and grew into a tremendous giant. That was Ymir, said to be the ancestor of all Norse giants. The race of giants that went on to spring forth from Ymir's body were called Jotun, the Frost Giants. Giants were truly beings belonging to the era when gods walked the earth. Jotnar would mix with the Norse gods, giving birth to new gods and giants alike. Said the surviving Jotnar eventually fell out of mythology and went on to become trolls. But what you two saw today were no trolls, they were most definitely Jotnar. Jotnar. Do you know a lot about giants? Ha ha ha! Well, I am Sherlock Holmes, you realize. I'm the one who finds the truth regardless of my spirit origin. I believe I said as much as when I introduced myself. No, sorry, I'm just having you on a bit. You see, the paper moon is not the only thing I picked up while I was visiting Atlas Institute. Try Hermes! Precisely, while there I came in contact with the pseudo-spiritual calculation engine Try Hermes. When I did so, I happened to peruse some secret medical data pertaining to giants. You rascal. Ha ha ha! I don't see what's so funny. Don't you ha 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 me, Buster. You're supposed to tell me these things before I need to know them. It's not fair that you get to do all the fun expedition. Besides, we're a team. You know we should be pooling our knowledge and stuff. I shall take that under advisement, especially considering it from none other than the great Leonardo da Vinci herself. All that said, I could certainly use a bit more information myself. Is this simply a Norse Lostbelt where the once lost race of giants still run amok? No, I very much doubt that is all there is to it. Right, the one you saw today were powerful beings of mystics, but they were still living creatures. Nothing else I can say for sure. The beings we encountered weren't servants. Wait, that means those were from the reverse side? Indeed, absolutely not servants. Based on what we know from Russia, we can assume there is a being here who rules over this Lostbelt and a cryptor who tends to the Tree of Emptiness. Primary concern is with the latter. There remains a strong possibility we will come into conflict with the former as well. Our goal this time does not include engaging them in battle. Our intent is to cross Scandinavia without them ever knowing we were here. I want to fight. More magical energy here than there was in Russia, so the border shouldn't have any problem recharging. Set off again in a little while, so rest up while you can. Hiking across snowy mountains really does a real number on your legs and back, you know. I very much recommend getting the kinks ironed out while you can. I almost forgot. Mr. Holmes! Yes, trash, Kyrie Light. Just took over the mountain range. I remember how you and Senpai were talking. Time, there was something else we wanted to ask about. What was the deal with the fire? Can't say I know for certain. I only have a hypothesis, albeit one which I am quite confident. So that would make this more of an induction than a deduction. But yes, that fire is none other than... What? Another alert? What the hell? Are our sensors busted? Crap, no, it's worse. They're working perfectly. Ready to go, Holmes. A freaking enormous magical energy signal just popped near us out of nowhere. Like a magical reactor core, the monster's on par with Angerboda, powered by the greater grail we saw in London? What? Angerboda was the smoke creating device in London that was like hazardous in the London singularity. I must have that grail. Shit. What would be good? I want to go Gil. Please don't be a saber. Oh god. That? Assault of the Demonic Sword and Elementary, my dear Watson. We had no warning whatsoever. The thing just appeared out of nowhere. A servant using their spirit form. A servant could sneak up like that. Mr. Monnier, is the servant from proper human history? Or maybe... Well, their spirit origins pattern matches what's registered in Chaldea, but their color seems like it might be a little different. I don't know, all I can say for sure is that they're hostile. At least if they're massively powerful curse packed into that magical energy that got aimed right at us as anything to go by they are. A Lostbelt servant. One of the most sensitive in the world. If it failed to detect the servant until now, then they are probably getting some help with their presence concealment. Had they wished to do so, I had no doubt that they would have gotten much, much closer. Yet they instead chose to release their spirit form right in front of us, making their presence known. They must have felt incredibly confident, or perhaps incredibly cruel. Mr. Monnier, I forgot Ninjala came out today. That's neat. Can you put them on the monitor? They're right in our blind spot. And how the hell can you all be so calm about this? I know we can't exactly put the board as pedal to the metal right now, but still. What do? Do we tell the rest of the staff about this? Most of them are still on break. Don't you think we should get going already, Da Vinci? Not just yet. This servant may still be trying to figure out where we are. No doubt they are aware we are nearby, but I believe they are unable to determine our exact location. That said, the longer we stay, the greater our chances of being discovered. As good as the border's camouflage is, it does not render us invisible. Keeping some magic energy in him, but that's enough if someone starts searching the old-fashioned way. Holmes, Rayuga, what do you want to do? Do we keep quiet and hope they don't find us? Whoever they are, we can't let them in the border. Or will be the worst possible scenario by far. None of the staff are fighters. After all, the moment an enemy gets inside, the moment our little adventure comes to an abrupt end. Have they moved at all? They haven't moved a muscle since they showed up, but I still can't see anything on the monitor. They're right in the middle of our blind spot. Waiting to see how we react, bold, yet with a touch of caution. Start up the border's engine the moment we step out outside. Make sure it's ready to depart at any time. Be sure you buy us enough time for it to warm up, okay? I am well aware. Now then, shall we be on our way, Mr. Rayuga? And trash Kyrie Light? Once you're capable of fighting, it must fall to us to greet any hostile and boorish guests. I'm all set. Emergency dive, don't risk yourself. Overheard your entire conversation. Call for a retreat, not meeting the enemy on their own terms. Traversing the Lostbelt to make a getaway is out of the question as well. Enemy has found us out, then our first order of business is to hide again. That means a zero sale. They'll never find us once we dive back into void space. We can make a clean getaway. Figure out how to get back to reality once we set sail, but it will give us a secure way out of this particular predicament. We still haven't finished reapplying the logic formula. There's a non-zero chance that our armor just comes off into void space and we end up adrift there forever. So the odds of that happening are maybe 0.003%. That's nothing. I've never even come close to winning a race in my own vehicle with odds like that. Anyway, given that our only master still enables summon servants, fighting one this powerful is out of the question. Need I remind you of the sort of enemies we faced back in Russia? Lostbelt servants are tremendously powerful. Learned a lesson all too well when one of them destroyed Chaldea. Just because the girl is able to fight now doesn't mean you should be able to run the battle every chance you get. As your commander and your director, I will support whatever option I feel offers the best chance of survival, no matter how slight the difference. This is an order. As my advisors, it's your job to justify my decisions, not mine. We don't even know who the mysterious Lostbelt servant even is. The only option I will even consider for us is to make our escape. Sorry, Holmes. Sorry, Rayuka. The serpent outside is so strong that I'm taking the ship back into void space. You won't survive the encounter with whoever it is out there, just to get real ugly real fast. If I ended up damaging the border as well, that'd be bad news for us all. In the space in your hands, so I go verify our existences as perfectly as ever. You're buttering me up, Munir. Let's get the zero seal started before the servant makes a move. Patch it and all synced up, expanding the void reality observation device Paper Moon. Do not forget your seatbelts. Logic formula 90%, 93%, 98%. Make the rest as we go along. And looks like we made it just in time. Holmes, take over the wheel. You got it. Shutterboard into the Formiati Void Space Dive, zero sail unfurl. Something dragged us up. Are we stuck in reality? They got us good. Whoever's out there since their spell's going off and caught us in a split second. Physically holding us back. I'm impressed just their physical strength exceeds the border's maximum output. The servants literally grabbed hold of us. Are we floating? Fall, kill. I don't understand. So zero, right? Am I hurt? Yeah, I'm fine. They just picked us up. Stopped our zero trail in its track before simply tossing us like a baseball. Truly incredible strength. Perhaps they're a berserker, whatever the class, they clearly possess immense strength to perform such feat. Combat oriented, focused on being front lines, but we're out of options. Bad, really bad. "100 meters, 50 meters right on top of us." Collided with our exterior, it's melting our external armor. What kind of barbarian are they? It sounds like they're trying to cut their way through our defenses. Do they realize how much time I spent reinforcing this armor? There's no way anything should be able to break through it easily. I mean, the old me spent a ton of time making sure that kind of weapon or noble phantasm do they have that could possibly do this? Hold it. Wait a bit and see what's happening before. No. Don't have time to wait and see. It's all up to us. Holmes, you go with them too, but watch out. That servant's magical energy is right up there with Ivan's? Wait. This thing's as strong as Ivan? Don't hold anything back or he might not be coming back at all. Got it? Well aware. I saw their spirit origin for myself earlier. Nothing else. I can promise this. I will keep Mr. Ayuga alive. Meantime, Da Vinci, please focus on keeping yourself, the board safe, and get us up and running as quickly as possible. Holy shit. Step away from there right now. Well, now. So that unsightly slab is this thing's door then? Is that a Lostbelt servant? But then what is this ominous feeling? A sense from their spirit origin. So a human and two heroic spirits. No wait, neither of you are pure heroic spirits, are you? You've both got something else mixed in. Hybrids then. Interesting. Hostile servant closing in. You certainly do appear to be a powerful heroic spirit. Borda's external armor is one thing, but to think you can cut your way down to the multi-layered bounded field surrounding the inner hull. Back at Chaldea, Da Vinci, Nitocris, Paracelsus all worked to ensure those bounded fields would be as strong as any from the ancient gods. Been as strong as a fortress made of divine iron, yet you cut through them so much like butter without even revealing your true name. Fascinating. Tell me, how did such a powerful demonic sword come to be? His eyes are glowing red. Ah, that's right, it was a demonic sword then, though it seemed far too... I thought it seemed far too dark to be a deep, sacred sword. I don't talk to humans. Well, no. He hit so hard and he's only using the short sword at his waist. This must be the incredible strength that let him pick the border up and just throw it. You're not getting past me. I can't even see him. That's because he didn't, not his longsword anyway. He's still using that short one. Barely managed to make it out. Only Jesse's truly an incredible master swordsman. If only Miss Miyamoto were here right now. Things were a little more than jabs as far as he was concerned, Miss Garillet. Certain that was not how fit for you? Have you lost your mind, girl? Why are you still standing there? You should be throwing down that impenetrable shield of yours and running for all you're worth by now. You don't look like enough of an idiot to fail to see how outmatched you are. Wow! I'll endure if I have to. I can't let everything into you. Fo, not again. Shouldn't be here. You need to get back inside the border. Thank you for worrying. Surely incredibly strong, much stronger than me and the Ortonax. Something about him reminds me of another hero. Another heroic spirit we've met. Epic, we should try out Ninjala. At some point, yeah. Know if I can beat him even with Holmes' help, but still. Doesn't matter, even if I'm not strong enough, I can't back down. Journey isn't ours alone. Not anymore. Maybe it never was. Just because I may not be up to the task in front of me now does not mean I can give up on the journey as a whole. Also, Mash, you never were strong. Just sit it down in the corner, right? Journey, huh? Frankly, I don't care what it is you're going, but I have my own destination in mind. Afraid that this just isn't your lucky day, girl. Or yours, kid, now that our paths have crossed. I'm gonna kill you all and take your prized treasure with me. Another short sword. Here he comes, I'll back you up as well. Damn, this servant was kicking ass. What? 614,000? Yay! Shit. Max power Gil. Oh god, Gil's not doing damage. We might have a problem. We might have a problem. Immune to mental debuffs.
はい了承はい
Ooh.
沈め
I might have to bust out Merlin already.
沈め
Oh, wow.
行きますそれで了承沈めくらえ 了承はい沈め
Oh.
くらえ
Okay.
なるほどなるほど
生ではい
水郷よな
あがくな
This guy's strong. Even still, he should be. Does this call for double Merlin? God, I hope not.
ホクだ水郷よな裁きの時だ世界を裂くは我が帰り手
Okay, Anuba Elish.
思い上がったな
Please tell me you just saw my bar go from 140. Basically, it went down to 0 and went all the way to 69%. Oh. It's a story quest. That means we only had to get him to a certain point. 7 turns, maybe? Or maybe breaking the first bar. He's kicking Mash's ass. The beam was help. Does not hold back. Not to say that you were not pulling your punches quite a bit, Lostbelt Servant. I don't suppose you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself. Yes, I see. Now I've seen your strength up close. Some things have become abundantly clear. Your swordsmanship is exquisite, surely the finest in these Northlands. Also immensely strong and have both the knowledge and reflexes to dodge my magical energy beam with ease. You knew, didn't you? You knew I was a heroic spirit capable of using magecraft attacks. Your wisdom alone is truly a force to be reckoned with. Which means you must be the one who slew the evil dragon and consumed his knowledge, am I wrong? Oh? You are the child of Sigmund, king of Francia, and Hyoris, daughter of the king Elimi. Even among other peerless heroes who stand head and shoulders above ordinary people in strength, intelligence, and all other aspects. You were hailed as the greatest warrior king of them all. A phenomenal swordsman who reforged your father's demonic sword, the one he earned after overcoming Odin's trial of Barnstock. Then you don't mean you are the fearsome warrior who defeated King Hunding's army, thereby avenging King Sigmund. You are the brave hero who single-handedly slew Fafnir, the evil dragon, consumed by greed, who hoarded his riches in the caves of Nidaidra. You are the one who made a loyal friend out of Sleipnir's foal, Grani, who would gladly carry you to the ends of the earth. You are the great hero who ate the dragon's heart, gaining unimaginable power and the wisdom of the gods. Your true name is Sigurd. You stand alongside Siegfried as one of the most powerful heroes of all Norse myth, even though Siegfried and Sigurd are the same person. But sure. The Dragon Slayer. However, that raises a number of questions. A true monster's strength comes from... More importantly, why do your eyes glow red? Heh. So you're a clever one on the side of proper human history, eh? Now what then? Now that you know who you're up against, how do you intend to fight him? The great hero of Norse legends. Sharp and heavy as blades are, I'm convinced those are just his short swords. He still hasn't swung what I believe to be his true blade, the demonic sword Graham, even once. I think I saw him swing it at least once or twice. Ah yes, I suppose it would have seemed that way, but I'm afraid bluntly he was doing them more than casually parrying our attacks. Yet to use it offensively, we've not seen what it's truly capable of. Enough of your yapping. The pressure's intense. Temporary power-up spell? Out of my way. He's going to use Graham. Die, human. No, you don't. You may be human, but I'm a heroic spirit. One, I might add, that has seen his fair share of combat. My apologies, but I can't have you using Graham so close to the border. Yeah! Shut up. Guess your so-called heroic spirits are more fragile than I thought. Holmes! Holmes' right arm is gone. Go after him. Leave me here. Don't please save as much of your magical energy as you can. Graham most certainly lives up to his reputation, but as you can see, my heart and brain are fine. I may be badly injured, but my spirit core is intact. I'm still heroic spirit, remember? It'll take a deal more than that to finish me. Can't very well to fail to do my part after your rousing speech, Miss Kyrillite. Never mind me. You need to go after him. Remember, he said he was going to take something that lies within the shadow border. That must be why he attacked us. Whatever it is he's after, we cannot let him have it. Elementary, my dear Miss Kyrillite. This is your noble phantasm. As you are aware, it should provide both you and Mr. Ayuga a significant boost in strength. May not be quite at full capacity, but it should still be rather potent for anyone attempting to fight in a desperate situation such as yourselves. In my estimation, Sigurd appears to be a frightfully unnatural being. Unnatural? He isn't yet fully acclimated. There's a chance you may still be able to defeat him. Just be straight with us for once, damn it! Sorry, it's rather hard to explain while I'm sober. I'm afraid I'm having difficulty putting my thoughts in order. Cough. Holmes! Vital signs confirmed he's lost a lot of magical energy, but aside from that, it's just as he said. Spirit core is still intact. We gotta stop Sigurd. I must have passed out. Good, they're gone. I see, so this is what a blow from a demonic sword feels like. How truly excruciating. Perhaps this is exasperated by the fact that I've never experienced such a deep wound before. So this is the sort of pain you smiled through, eh? Yelena? Who's that? So you are still thinking clearly. Now I feel silly forever worrying about you. Just sit time, Holmes. Someone will come help you out just as soon as I finish evacuating everyone from the rear hatch. We might not be able to use the border's facilities right now, but we should be able to replenish your magical energy. Just hang in there a little longer. At least we know from your battle that this hostile servant isn't here to destroy the border. We're lucky he'll leave it mostly intact, so just hold tight for a bit, Kay? Understood. That afraid my mental fortitude can only do so much here. To be honest, I'm in real danger of disappearing. I'm afraid he inscribed a death rune on me, you see. One wrong move and that'll be it for me. A death rune? But there aren't any runes that can kill a heroic spirit. No, wait, I forgot about the primordial runes. The ones Odin created that served as Magecraft Foundation in the Age of the Gods. Then you mean... I do indeed. You saw our battle for yourself. Sigurd learned a number of runes from the Allfather's daughter. He must have inscribed it the moment he cut off my right arm. It would seem he truly has it out for me. I'm afraid if I push myself too hard, my core will fail. Happily, I can at least speak as long as I remain still, though the pain is still quite exquisite. Gosh, you really are just hanging by a thread. Okay, wait a second, I'll be right there. Right. There's so much I need to tell you, but I'm afraid I keep slipping in and out of consciousness. I'm finding it difficult to concentrate. For some reason, my thoughts keep turning to the past. Holmes! Da Vinci, would you give Mr. Gordolf a message for me? Tell him to stay put no matter what is taken. I'm certain that Sigurd has no personal interest in humans or heroic spirit. After all, he's... Holmes? That's it. No one gets away with treating Holmes like shit and not inviting me to the party. We're bringing out all the fucking stops now. Caught up to the target. He's still somewhere inside the border. He's heading for the cockpit? This is our chance to take him down. They must be on the deck. Sure about this, old man? If you give him that, we'll be... Stop that. Shut your mouth before he kills us all. We don't have any other choice. Trust me. Here, this is the paper moon you said you were looking for. Go on, take it. Normally we'd keep it hidden, but you're so strong I decided to give it to you as a reward. I'm surprised. You humans are seldom so intelligent. I didn't think you'd give it up so easily. I heard this thing was your lifeline. Maybe our lifeline, but you are a threat to our actual lives. That thing certainly won't help us fill our bellies. Now go on, you got what you came here for, didn't you? You don't have any further business with us, right? Right? Without the paper moon, we're just helpless drifters. At this point, it's only a matter of time until we die on our own. There's no reason for you to sully your hands with the blood of insignificant specks like us, is there? So why not just be on your way then? Got a point. This sword wasn't meant for cutting up useless meat. I don't think so. Inspect that compass right now, Sigurd. Oh? The human in the hybrid. Do you still not see how outclassed you are? I see, so you got a little boost from the heroic spirit who doesn't know when he's beaten. Ah, fine. I suppose you're worth killing. You two obviously don't know when to quit either. Alright, wouldn't hurt to put this body through its paces a little more anyways. Give me your best shot, or I'll humor you and take this at least halfway seriously. Now you're telling me to leave, Alright, then tell me your names. I hear that's what human heroes are supposed to do anyways. I'm Trash. I'm Ryuga. Got it, I'll probably forget them shortly. Fine with us. Come on, let's get the paper moon back. Conceit, overconfidence, arrogance, pride. You humans never change, huh? You're just like the gods. Gods? Call us whatever you want, you may even be right. But be that as it may, neither Senpai nor I will back down. We got Holmes cheering us on. Sigurd, if anyone's going to back down here, it'll be you. Unfortunately, you're gonna fall to our full power. I brought out all the fucking stops. We're not losing.
雑種ごときに吠えるではないか。
No. We'll save.
お望みのままに。
We're double bustering and then we're gonna go up.
そうだ。敵味方しきる。
Okay. Still fine. We're still fine.
お望みのままに。
No.
くだら
I
ん。
need to get
いいとも。
I need to get Garden of Avalon up as soon as possible.
そうだ。どう。し。この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。存分にあがくがいい。なーに、何事もやればできるさ。なーに、何事もやればできるさ。精度を上げておく。
Full power. You killed Merlin, and now we're gonna obliterate you. And she's losing, obviously. Here he comes. Using a command spell on Trash? That's useless! Your spirit core should be damaged in several places. My spirit core, huh? What about it? What about it? I can't see where he... He... failed? Stop. Don't move. What was that just now? Only a hybrid could do? Pretty surprised to hear you put all your magical energy into that attack. Never thought I'd see a hunter be so chatty before they were about to take down their quarry. No, that's not right. You're not hunters or heroes. You're probably not warriors either. I got stabbed, you poor pathetic children. This is an act of mercy. Rejoice! I'll behead you with the sword of your own beloved hero. Pitiful humans, neither you nor the world will have any future to look forward to. Don't bother, you'll be long dead before you get the chance to summon your magical energy. Farewell. His sword swung through the air, slicing even the winds. There was no blood. There was no spray from the neck, no gruesome sounds of meat being cleaved from the bone. Ryuga's head remained attached to his shoulders. He was alive. If the tip of Sigurd's demonic sword had even come a hairbreadth closer, Ryuga's life would have ended. But that didn't happen. The red blade stopped dead in his track right before reaching its mark. His sword stopped mid-swing. Huh, I guess this is what they call a hero's pride. You got lucky, child. Trash! Why would I waste a command spell on a worthless servant? Galahad's not inside. There's no point. Wow! That's a free roll!
Lostbelt 小さなことからコツコツと
Nani? I'm back, Ophelia. That was fast. Did you retrieve the Paper Moon Void Reality Observation device that once belonged to the Atlas Institute as I instructed? You'd better not have broken it, did you? Huh. Don't ask me. I can't get used to these man-made toys for the life of me. You want your little golden treasure so badly? Take a look for yourself. Good. This is definitely the real thing. Why don't you hang on to it for me? Don't let anyone else have it, no matter what. After all, you're the strongest being in all of Scandinavia with the exception of Her Majesty. I'm sure. So now I've fulfilled my duties as a servant, do I get some kind of reward? How about it, Master Ophelia Farmus Salon? Well done, Saber, my most powerful knight. I've no other work for you for the time being. Feel free to rest up and relax for a while. How does that sound as a reward? That works. Oh, and may I say something? Sure. Would you mind not staring at me with those red eyes? You're a funny one. You think you've got room to talk when it comes to unusual eyes, Ophelia? Never mind about me. We have the Paper Moon. Right now, that's all that matters. The all-terrain void transporter Shadow Border. Maybe the only one of its kind in existence able to do the impossible. Without the paper moon serving as its eyes, it's useless. I commend Chaldea for destroying the Russian Lostbelt, but without the shadow border they can go no further. This is where their journey ends. Now there's effectively no one left to interfere with Lord Kashtaria. Now all that remains is... Queen of Ice and Snow! Glad to see you are in such high spirits, Ophelia. Are these high spirits born of true romance or mere puppy love? Even after thousands of years of attempting to do so, I cannot quite grasp the concept of love, though I know you humans speak of it often. Tell me, what does it taste like? Is it sweet? Perhaps spicy? Even fiery? Your Majesty. I never took you for one to smile upon gaining a new toy. I see that even you have a soft side. Now out of this tree of emptiness, I believe you called it, how is that faring? It's coming along well. Even now it continues to grow larger in its garden away from any who might observe or interfere. Since there's no opposing faction in the Scandinavian Lostbelt, there should be nothing to interfere with its growth. Faction? I must confess, I am unfamiliar with that word. I suppose we do hear the occasional lone wolf howl, but that is of no consequence. If anything, it helps to pass the time. Still, I suppose if there were to form a pack, it could be somewhat troublesome. Don't you agree, Ophelia? Yes, I do. My word, my Scandinavia is a land where peace reigns far and wide. There's never been conflict among its people, not once. The wild beasts do devour their prey, of course, but that's as far as it goes. Pointless conflict is a foreign concept to man and beast alike, as it is resentment. The worst that ever happens is a single wolf's howling, don't you think? I do. Under your rule, this world of Scandinavia has become one of the great embodiments of peace. When you say that, Ophelia, it sounds as though there are other worlds that have achieved similar peace. How adorable. Surely you jest. This Lostbelt stability is of vital importance, Your Majesty. It is the key to growing our tree. All you need to do is continue ruling as you always have. You truly are a selfless young woman, aren't you, Ophelia Famre Solon? I suppose I should commend you for your diligence, but that it takes more than that to be queen. Do you understand me, Ophelia? If not, I suggest you learn. With all due respect, Your Majesty, I am no queen. Why did you take it? My land is no place for avarice. If you would protect and obey me as your queen, you would do well to remember that. I believe you called it a compass. I see, so the hospitality of my ice castle is not enough for you. Surely you haven't forgotten every bit of snow and ice blanketing this world is a part of me. As I preside over all that is pure white, nothing can elude me. I know and see all that takes place within my land. I can hear it too, the breath of all living creatures, their cries, their fluttering. I can hear the howl of the wind, the symphony of the leaves overlapping, and of course the words of humans. That goes for the crew of this shadow border as well. As I speak, they are erecting a bounded field to keep the giants away. How touching, how pitiful. I see they too are humans. They guard their lives closely so that they may grow and survive. Saber, didn't I tell you to kill that you were free to kill everyone there except Mash? I can't tell you humans apart. Why you? How delightful. You certainly are a blunt dragon slayer. Nonetheless, Ophelia, it seems you still fail to understand my methods. Why kill them? With all due respect, Your Majesty, because the Chaldeans who live in Shadow Border are our enemies. Our enemies? If you want me to kill them all right now, I'll go take care of it. Don't! I don't want you killing Mashkairi Light. Interesting. I don't believe I've ever seen that look on your face, Ophelia. You never so much as batted an eye when it came to that archer, but just now I could have sworn I saw a look of genuine concern on your face. Interesting. I take it this Kairi Light person means something to you then? Well, Ophelia Famra Salon? Forgive me, Your Majesty. I cannot answer that question. You truly are adorable, Ophelia. Very well, I shall forgive you this once. As for you, Knight, do not kill them. I forbid it. My snow and ice is an expression of my love, not of death. I will not tolerate anyone staining its pure white with crimson. Is that clear? Huh. Love is a wonderful thing. If you ever come to know it yourselves, take care not to lose it. You must cradle it in your hands and hold it close. Hold it tight. If you are not careful, loveless flames may throw everything out of balance. That is how it has been since the gods first came to be. Is that clear, Ophelia? Sir Knight? Yes, Your Majesty, I will not forget it. Oh, man. Love, huh? No, no. I won't let what happened to Kadak happen to me. I will not fail. I will do everything I can to help Lord Krishtaria. I will feed on the other Lostbelts and make certain I live up to his hopes for me. Feed. You always get that look on your face whenever you speak of the tree, Ophelia. Do you not like it here? Do you feel as though you don't belong? Ortland. No, I don't think that. My mother was Scandinavian, albeit in proper human history. This is my homeland of a sort. I would never hate it here, quite the opposite. I feel as though some part deep inside of me is more at peace than it's been in a long time. Even the air tastes better here. I love this place. The Queen does keep surprising me with how generous she can be, but I don't mind that either. You love it, you say? Yes, I do. I was so glad when I found myself here after my coffin was opened. I really mean that. Which is why I'm proud it's my job as a crypto to tend to the tree. It's a crucial life form, a necessary one. Necessary. For this Krishtaria man, you mean? For this Lostbelt, didn't I tell you three about it? Yes, you did. I've logged your current statements in my memory. I'll go ahead and link them to our shared memories now. I've received a question from Hildur. She wants to know why you always have that bitter look when you talk about the tree if you don't dislike it here. Bitter? Well, because it makes me keenly aware of how powerless I really am. Even if the tree does grow to maturity, the most I can hope to do is keep it that way. It's very unlikely this world will change unless I use my serious light. You want to change this land, Ophelia? Sometimes you don't? We can analyze, but we can't make judgment calls. All we can do is follow the orders we're programmed with. Did you forget, Cryptor? We aren't human. We only exist to carry out our master's orders. Yes, I remember. There again. Huh? I'm sorry. You had the same look as faces when you discussed the tree, so I responded the same way Thrud would. Now that our statements have synced up. I see. Then I'm afraid that even between the three of you, your analysis must still be incomplete. Thrud. Ortland. Well, ain't this interesting? That's a lot of arrows! That means there's going to be a middle and an end to this. All present and accounted for. Let's get the briefing underway. Technical advisor. Review of our current situation. Thanks for our efforts. Worst case scenario. Not doing well. When he broke in, he made off with the void reality observation device, the paper moon. You gift wrapped the damn thing for him. Why'd you do something like that? Even Sigurd found it weird. LOL. The damage is extensive. It's a miracle none of us died, although... If he pushes himself even a little, he'll die. He has to stay completely still while he recuperates. A primordial ruin of death. They're powerful stuff. According to Norse myth, Odin made most of the world out of Ymir, with the exceptions of the runes. The runes were a different matter. Odin discovered them after offering up his own life. Their shapes contain the depths of the world itself. Call them the pathways to truth that Odin discovered. If you inscribe the rune for death, then there's no escaping it, no matter what. If you're flesh and blood, that is. I was recovering him the whole time just so we could make a pod from the heel. He's comatose. LOL. Oh, sorry, I stole your thunder, didn't I? What? I can giggle if I want. Alright, moving on. Mission has 3 main objectives: recovering the paper moon, cutting the tree of emptiness, and finding a path to the North Sea. Why would he do that if he belonged to the Lostbelt? He wouldn't, never in a million years. The only ones who would consider the paper moon a threat are the cryptors. He's one of the cryptors' servants. No avoiding a fight. Go ahead and do that. We have to take down the Tree of Emptiness while we're at it. I see. An investigation of the Lostbelt and repairing of the border. No, don't leave me with MASH! Flatterer, don't stop now. It's about time somebody recognized just how useful I am. Going over a few things. Huh? In 1000 BC, about 3,000 years ago, Mount Katla erupted and Ragnarok began. It brought an end to Scandinavia's Age of the Gods. Loki's mishaps created all sorts of disasters, culminating with Muspel fire giants invading from Muspelheim, the Land of Flames. What they believe was the eruption was the fire giants' invasion. During Ragnarok, Odin was eaten by Fenrir, the great wolf of ruin, and many gods died in a fearsome clash with the giants. Before Surt, the fiery king of giants, ruler of Muspelheim, laid waste to all the land with his flaming sword. When they had vanished, that was when the age of humanity began. There's a lot we don't know about Norse mythology. Never got the full picture of the Scandinavian Age of the Gods, so are a lot of vague guesses patched together from whatever small remnants. Pretty much the case everywhere, lol. I'm back. Snack made me feel better. The Age of the Gods never ended.
The possible divergent point is the Age of the Gods Ragnarok. Why does it look like this? And what are the flames we saw on northern mountains? Me and I ndo shochinai. Thank you for the host. Had to. Based on what we've been able to observe from the border-wise, it look like there aren't any towns or cities like there were in proper human history. Are there any humans, or did they change into something else? Only a divine being would have the courtesy to show up and tell us what's happening. Stupid Lostbelt. Many gods that go in for the whole exposition thing. LOL. At least we have the adorable and great Da Vinci. The Scandinavian Tree of Emptiness, weren't we? We weren't able to see it. One more thing. Not possible to summon servants outside of battle here? We can't detect ley lines? Although we don't know where Sigurd went after stealing the paper moon, we did detect a group of life forms approximately 150 kilometers from the border's location. Good place to start asking around. Translation talismans. Shadow Border needs a lot of repair work. Not like she'll be useful anyways, Da Vinci.
There'll be spirits here like Beowulf and Billy. Can we have Musashi again? Take back the paper moon, cut the tree of emptiness, and find a path to the North Sea. Oh God, I want to read all this, but like I burn out after like an hour. Now I just skim it. I think literally before I had like the small break like right there, I was almost reading it. Oh my God. Another reading one? Wait, why are you out? Anything out? You got the right idea. Da Vinci head pat on the house. Okay. Cannot afford to lose any more resources. She worked on a super bounded field. Wait, she put a bounded field around her art? Lol. Don't push yourself. Oh my God, this is like a snapshot right here. Like, look at how adorable the date with Da Vinci. Reading sure is fun. Nah, this is a date. We're enjoying our winter date with Da Vinci right here. Oh, so if I slide up and down, it's hide? Don't hide. Hide. Don't hide.
Don't go out of your way to save any cute girls asking for help unless they're at least as cute as me, okay? Shit. What? Oh, Foe came out. But Foe doesn't have any ability anymore. But wait, he doesn't do anything. Wait, what do you mean fight as a group of 3? What do you mean 3-person? Foe's not a person. We got jet skis. Her skis will let us go around in the blink of an eye. What even? Da Vinci, you're the best.
フォーさんの体が湿気でふと興味。
Well, I think I'll do this mission and then I'll call it, because I'm starting to, like, phase out a bit. It's weird. We've been live for 3 hours, and I think that's a good amount of time anyways. Apologies for, like, the breaks and shit. But I hope you've enjoyed the snow, ice, and fire of the Scandinavian Lostbelt. Something different from Russia's Ice Age? Hmm. Those aren't normal birds, are they? We're on a lake? Imagine going through the Lost Belts and then failing your history class because you keep doing Lost Belt history. Meanwhile, MASH was being trash and let Giant sneak up on us. It's been fun, buddy.
そう燃えるような舞台がお好みなの。
Now let's go murder them. Murder them
や
all.
れば切り刻む。やればいいんでしょ。あん楽しみましょう。あん切り刻む。トランプ見切れるか。お会いに来ます。たまらないわ。バリアシオンパラディオン。切り刻むわ。
了解。
やればいいんでしょ。トランプ。トランプ。やればいい。切り刻む。
Go get them, girls.
楽しみましょう。楽しみましょう。楽しみましょう。切り刻むわ。切り刻むわ。トランプ。
Supposedly Scotty will be in like 10 days, Geo.
バリアシオンパラディオン。
I have birthday money, so I might end up spending for her. But maybe if I get Scotty, you'll be able to get Vegito.
やればいい。切り刻むわ。トランプ見切れるか。楽しみましょ
殺戮だ。ああ、了解。全種解放、加減はなし。絶望に挑む。ボイヘム。もはやメガネは必要はない。悔やむなら俺の前に立つんじゃなかったな。
Okay, well, we have 3 hours of this, and unfortunately I'm just kind of tired, I guess. I don't know why. Off to get some sleep. Probably just go to bed at 2, maybe 1. I'll try to go to bed at 1. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, Geo. I appreciate it. I had fun. I hope you enjoyed Lostbelt too, even though I kind of started like doing shit at the ends there.
God, I'm gonna be irritated if I like am just sluggish for an hour and then I'm awake. Whatever the case, thanks so much for watching and dealing with me, buddy. You've dealt with me for like 8 hours today. You deal with me all the fucking time, but I appreciate it. And as always, I hope you have a good one.